Hello, gorgeous. So, I have been working with this theme lately in myself, in my clients, in my friends, and it keeps coming up. So, I wanted to bring it forward and chat a little bit about it here this morning. And this theme has been around connection. It's been around relationship, whether that be romantic relationship, whether that be friendship or business partnership. And a lot of what I'm seeing that's coming forward is pain that is arising from one party feeling like they aren't being met by the other party. And so let's talk about this, for example, in friendship, because this is some of the conversations I've been having with some of my clients lately. And some of my female clients have been having a really difficult time because they're feeling like they have these friendships where they're not being met, and they're feeling really hurt because they're not being met. And one of the things that is really important to remember is that as we grow as human beings, as we expand as human beings, ultimately, not everybody can continue staying as closely connected with us as maybe they were in the past, because as we change, the dynamics within all of our friendships and relationships change. I was listening at the beginning of this year to a podcast. It was Michelle Obama and Jay Shetty. And one of the things that Michelle Obama was discussing was this concept of leadership, and how as a leader, it's almost like climbing Mount Everest. And as you climb Everest, not everybody is going to continue being able to keep going with you, right? To keep climbing higher and higher and higher with you. And whether it's because of their capacity, whether physical, mental, emotional, whatever that might be, sometimes people just can't keep going with you. And you have an option and a choice in that moment. You can stop with them and stop where they are stopping and not continue going on your own journey and your path forward. Or you can show love, show compassion, show grace, show thanks, and continue walking on your journey, right? And by doing so, it prevents somebody else from hindering you and your progress and your journey forwards. And I think that this is a really beautiful way to come back around to what I was talking about before, that like not everybody can keep walking the journey with you as you're going. And that can be really hard. It can be really hard to surrender to that, because you love people so much as a human being, like, and you want them to keep going with you, but sometimes they just can't, right? And that doesn't mean that you need to kick them out of your life or they need to not be a part of your life anymore. It just means that like sometimes they just can't continue to be as close and as deeply connected with you as maybe they were in the past. And a really great way that I like to give this example and like kind of make it tangible and like a visual representation is thinking of yourself like you are in the center of a bullseye, right? So you're the center point and there's all these rings around you, right? And each ring gets further and further away from you, which is in the center point. The rings that are closest to you are going to impact you the most, and they're the things, the people, places, things that you are going to impact the most as well. And so as the rings get further out, they get bigger, right? And there's more space. The rings in the center, oh, that's cool. I didn't know I can do that. Right? The rings in the center are the small, I don't know what I did. Oh, okay. Apparently this does something. The rings in the center are the smallest, right? There's only so much space that exists in these center rings here. And as you expand outward, there's more space. But those things are further away from you, and so they're impacting you less. And so I like to see this journey of life and relationship to all the things in your world in a sense that they can be actually put on this bullseye somewhere. And so you don't always have to just like get rid of someone or kick them out of your life. Sometimes it's a matter of like mentally and like moving them into the outer rings from the inner rings. Sometimes there might be things, people, places, experiences on the outer rings that get to move closer into the inner rings if you want it to impact you more. And so we're circling back around to this discussion about the pain that I'm seeing arising in so many people because they're feeling like other friends, other people in relationship with them are actually not being able to meet them fully. And I think that when we have the expectation that when someone on the inner ring, I'm so glad that you're relating, Logan, and resonating with this. Yeah, same. I think sometimes we unconsciously put expectations on people, places, and things that we are placing on the inner ring. And those expectations are that they're going to show up in this particular way and that they're going to feel in this particular way, or they're going to do or act or say these particular things. And that's just not always true. And it's for sure not going to be true unless we communicate and use our voice and let others know how we do want to be met. And this is where communication and using your voice is so important in relationship. And I was talking to a friend yesterday about how she was not feeling met and is not feeling met in this relationship with another woman. And in this conversation, I really invited her to step into conversation with this other person and express why she's feeling hurt, express how she's really desiring to be met, and give an example of how this person can meet her in a way that helps her feel really good. And people cannot read your mind. People do not know how to show up for you if you don't teach them how to show up for you. So in this process, I feel that a lot of people, myself included, and those around me, my clients, my friends, there's this process that I'm seeing a lot of people move through right now where there's like this recalibration happening in relationship. And a lot of people are recognizing that maybe they've been pouring into these relationships that maybe aren't pouring back. I think a lot of people are realizing that maybe they're not communicating how they want this other person to meet them. I think a lot of people are recognizing that there are some shifts needed. I know for me, I work with female leaders, female entrepreneurs, women that are continuing to rise in their power and their confidence in their service in the world. And what happens when you do that is that you expand your capacity. You are changing on the inside and on the outside, more on the inside than anything. But everything that happens and changes on the inside influences and affects the world on the outside, as above, so below, as within, so without. So that being said, as you shift and change, the relationships in your world need to shift and change with you. And some of them are going to be able to come with you and continue meeting you, and others are going to need to shift. For me this year, there's been a really massive recalibration in friendship and in community, and just really recognizing that there are some people that I have been placing on this inner ring of my bullseye that I have had the belief that they can meet me in this particular way, and just learning that there's a recalibration that needs to happen. And for me, to continue being in right relationship, I get to shift the way that I am pouring energy into different dynamics. And again, having that, having to surrender to recognizing that as I move and as I grow and as I shift and as I change, that some of these people, places, and things are just not capable of meeting me in a way that is fully beneficial for me or for them or for the container of the relationship. And that is okay. That does not mean you're a failure. That does not mean you're wrong. That does not mean anything negative about you. It actually means the opposite. It shows me and shows you that you're growing, that you're changing, that you're shifting, that you're evolving, that you're expanding. And that is part of life. And we do this thing as human beings where we try to grip and hold on to things so tightly as to control, so that we don't feel pain, so that we don't feel loss, so that we don't experience death. And that's not how life works. Life is a cycle of life and death. Things are going to die off, things are going to shift, things are going to change, things cannot be with you forever. You're going to shed layers, you're going to shed people, you're going to shed habits and beliefs and experiences, and you're going to shed so many things in your world. And when you grip and when you hold on and when you try to control, you don't actually give the opportunity for these things to be shed in the time that they divinely are ready to be shed. And this is where the concept of surrender, I just got this on my wrist, you can kind of see it, it's backwards. This is where the concept of surrender really comes into play. Because when you can surrender to your own control patterns, you ultimately become a channel for source, God, spirit, the universe, whatever the hell it is that you believe in, to work through you. You become this open channel for you to step forward into your next level of leadership, to be of greater service to the world, right? Like, have you ever had one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, I just feel like I need to like say this thing, or this thing's moving through me, and like, I don't know why this matters, but like, this is here for you, right? When you are in that space, you are an open channel for source, God, spirit to move through you. And when you try to control, and when you do not surrender to this journey, to the way in which life is meant to flow and wants to flow, you are getting in the way and creating resistance, becoming a wall for all that is meant to move. And so in this journey of shedding, in this journey of death and dying, in this journey of recalibration, and in the journey that maybe you're moving through in relationship to others, where maybe things aren't feeling really good in relationship, I want to invite you, one, to not just like peace out and dip and walk away, right? Because relationships require work. They're not meant to be easy all the time. And they require you to opt into discomfort. They require you to opt into challenging conversation. And I want to invite you to think about, like, how do you want to be met? How do you want to feel? And this person that is in relationship with you in this experience, how can you ask them to meet you? How can you get really clear with them that being met in this way would feel really, really good to you? For example, like, maybe you want to really hang out with this person, and maybe they're not being really clear on when they want to hang out with you. And so you say, hey, I would really love to spend some time with you. When you ask me to hang out, can you be really specific and say, hey, I really want to hang out with you. Are you available on Thursday night? Are you available on Friday night? Like, can they be more specific? So getting really clear on, like, how do you want to be met, right? One, how are you not being met? Two, how do you want to be met? What do you need to feel met there? And how can you communicate that need to another person with a very, very clear, direct ask? And before you do this whole recalibration process, or like I was talking about earlier, keep walking up Mount Everest and like say I love you and I'll see you soon to the person behind you, how can you be fully present with the places where maybe you could step forward more so the person in front of you can meet you there? How can you be even more clear in conversation and communication to allow that to happen? These are some of the things that I work through and support the women in my containers with, the female entrepreneurs, the heart-led, conscious, amazing, spiritual female entrepreneurs that I get to work with and support them in their life, in their leadership, in their business, and creating more change and impact in the world. I believe that women are the nurturers of humanity, and when a woman is in her power, and when she's in her confidence, and when she leads with her feminine and supports herself with her masculine, I truly believe and see that it creates massive ripple effects in the world around. And I believe that women are the closest thing to creation. Like, we literally create living, breathing human beings in our womb. We are the closest thing to God's spirit source. And when we allow ourselves to be an open channel to be open, right? When your heart is open, when you allow yourself to be open and allow source energy to move through you, it aligns you with exactly the places where you're meant to be and brings clarity to the places that need clarity. So that was a long-winded way of talking about how you can shift out of relationship from a space that is not feeling fully aligned, and either move into a space that's feeling more fully aligned by communicating and expressing yourself and your needs, or by realizing that that relationship actually needs to shift and move in the way that you're relating to it in your world. And both are okay. So that's what I got for you this morning. I hope you enjoyed. If this resonated, or if you're moving through anything that you found support in by listening today, drop me a comment, send me a message. I love to hear what you're moving through. I love to hear the reflections that you have. And I love to hear how this supported you today. I'm sending you so much love. I hope that you have a beautiful day today.